guys, Nick here, just doing a review today on the Speck SeeThru. You guys know I got this case about 3 weeks ago from cases.com. Now I did have a minor issue with it, so I actually got a hold of Speck and just talked to him, explained the situation, and they went ahead and actually sent out a replacement for me because the issue I have apparently was not a common issue. But overall, I really would like to thank both Speck and cases.com, of course cases.com for sending this out to me for the review, and Speck for the great customer support. Now, the issue I had with the blue one, there are slight resemblances of the same issue with the smoke one they Speck sent out, and because of that, I will say I really still like the case. Out of 10, I would definitely still give this case probably an 8.5 out of 10. But let's go ahead and jump up to close-up cam and really touch on that issue, and then go over the overall case as well. Okay guys, so here are the Speck SeeThru cases. This is the original one I had, and here's the issue I had with it. You guys can see right, let's see if you guys can see right around here, there's a little bit of, let's see if I can get it to show up a little bit. Right here, you see that little bump, a little bit piece of flare on it. That's sticking up pretty well. Let's see if I can't get a little better angle at that. Yeah, I can't. That's about as good as it's going to get. Where you can see that little bump of flare right here where it just wasn't lined up properly. And I really wasn't too worried about that. It wasn't a huge deal, but at the same time, before I review stuff, I always like contacting companies just to see if there's any issues with it. And they said that's not normal, so of course they sent this one out. I got it today, and there is a very little bit of a coarseness here, but it's not raised up at all, so I'm really not too worried about it. So overall, guys, I really do like this case. I like the fact that the back is extremely hardware. I mean, I can beat this thing up, it's not going to really do any damage to the phone. Now the back, just because it is this clear acrylic type of material, it does definitely get scarred up, as you guys can see. There's hairline scratches all over that, but it does not scratch. I haven't really gotten any gouges into this where I can like run my hands over it and feel that there is a gouge in it. It's all just a bunch of hairline scratch, some keys, pins, pencils, you know the works. But as far as actual protection, I feel really comfortable with this. Of course, the chrome is showing, so you do have to worry about stuff getting kind of caught in here on the sides, which is always somewhat of an issue, but just a quick cleaning. Now, the only other downside I really have with this, and I can't even really consider it a downside because it definitely has its benefits as well, is this case is a pain to get off. I always thought the candy shell was a bit difficult at first, but this one, I mean, how you have to do it is the rubber on here, you pretty much just push it back and then push the phone forward, and it takes a little bit of practice, and every once in a while it will just come out with no issues like it just did. But this one has been used for about 2 to 3 weeks. If I were to try with the new one I just received today, it's not going to go anywhere near that well because even pushing it in there is a bit tight. So, like I was saying, you just push back on the corner, pretty much just like the candy shell, but it's much more difficult the first time you get it. So, just be aware, if you get this, definitely try using it some before you just pop it in and try to take it out, because it will take some effort to get it out without trying to break in the sides a little bit. But overall, guys, I really do like this case. Let's just go over the back of the buttons a little bit. As you can see, the volume rocker is covered. Now, just because it's covered, you can still feel it clicking though, which I always like, just for the simple fact that when I'm pressing it, I like to know it's being pressed. Standby switch, exact same way, I can feel it clicking through there. Now, the headphone port does have a pretty minimalist cutout on this, so any professional style headphones with that bigger plug on it with a bigger cable, probably you're going to have to get an adapter or just a little extension on this because they won't work with this. But most consumer-based headphones, really anything that most of you guys probably use, will work no issues with this. The camera hole is perfectly cut out, nice and centered in there, and the volume rocker is really easily to access just by flicking your thumb over it. Bottom cutout, just a full cutout, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. The side here does have the, well, let's pull this one up, it's easier to see with the blue. It does have the silicone rubber type on the back and then just a hard plastic. So overall, guys, I really like this. I've really enjoyed this new hybrid style case that we're seeing a lot more of. I mean, it started with the candy shell, now they're using it with the see-through, and guys, this is a fantastic case. I'm really glad I actually have two. I'm not sure if I'll use this one or not, so this might end up in a giveaway just for the fact that I really am not a big fan of the etching on the side. I might try to file that down or sand it down, but we'll see what I do. But overall, guys, this is the Speck SeeThru. I'm a big fan of it. I would definitely say if you get a chance to pick one up and you're in the need of for a new case, this will definitely, this is definitely a good case, guys. I would recommend it, definitely. So this is Nick, and I'll see you guys in the next video.